So when it comes to business entities, a question I get all the time is, Charlie, how do you create a C corporation? So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can start your own C corporation today. I'll take you step by step through the whole process, showing you the cheapest way to set one up today. And yeah, these are the exact steps I took to set up my own C corporation. I just wanted to make this guide to make the whole process a little bit easier for you guys. So to start off, what is a C corporation? Essentially, a C corp is a business entity that is taxed separately from its owners. So with a sole proprietorship or an LLC or an S corp, all these are actually passed through business entities, which means that all the income made in that business flows to your own personal tax return. However, for a C corp, it's entirely separate, and that actually has a lot of advantages. I will say that C corps are subject to double taxation, meaning you make profit within the C corp, it gets taxed on a corporate level, and then if you want to pay yourself or any other shareholders, those are going to be taxed again. But besides that point, there are many great uses for C corporations. For example, management companies. That's exactly what I have my C corp for. If you want to actually bring on investors to your company, or if you plan to actually sell your company for a profit later on in the future. But yeah, a C corporation is considered an independent entity, and within it, you can actually enter contracts, lend or invest money, or own property. A C corp is also considered a limited liability entity, meaning that you or any shareholders are not personally liable for any debts or damages. So in terms of usefulness, I know something that a lot of people think is, why would I want a C corporation if it's going to get double taxed? Well, in some situations, it actually makes sense to just keep your money within that C corp, get taxed at that corporate level, since those tax rates are going to be probably a lot less than your own personal income tax rate. And yeah, that can be a very advantage for many situations. Of course, you're also going to limit the liability of you, the owner, as well as any shareholders. And C corps are also great for organization as well as expansion. So now I'm going to take you guys through a screen share of InkFile. This is the exact service that I use to set up my own C corp. And in my opinion, it's the best and most affordable service that you guys can use. So here I have InkFile pulled up. And like I said earlier, this is the exact service I use to start up my C corp as well as my S corps. And the first thing you're going to want to do is click here, start my business. Now it's going to ask you to pick your entity type. So you're going to come here and go to C corporation, and then you're going to choose your state. So I'm in California, so I'm going to choose California here. And it's going to present you with 3 different options. Now, if you want to actually do this for free and only pay whatever your state fee is, which you'll have to pay anyways, you can actually select silver. But I'd say that for most people, you will want to do either gold or platinum. Personally, I chose to use the gold package just because it made it a little bit easier for me. And with that, you're paying the state fee that you have to pay anyways, plus a package fee of $149, which I think is completely worth it. With the silver package, you'll basically get the basics, and there will be a few things you'll need to do on your own. For example, setting up your own EIN business tax number, as well as getting some other documents done. But if you go with the gold package, you guys, that's going to come with the EIN tax number setup, IRS form 2553, as well as a bunch of documents that will come in handy. For example, corporation bylaws, your banking resolution, unlimited support, and if you want, you get a free business tax consultation. So yeah, this is probably their most popular package. But if you do want to add on business contract templates, expedited filing, as well as a domain name and business email, then the platinum is going to be the package for you. But let's say I want to go with the gold. I'm just going to click here. And here you're going to enter in information for the contact person. So this is likely going to be you. It'll ask for your first name, last name, email, and phone number. And it's also going to ask you for your mailing address. So you guys can put that in too. And then you're going to click next. After that, it's going to present you with 2 different options. So you guys can do the standard filing time, which is about 8 weeks, but I'd say that normally it's quite a bit faster than that. Or if you're in a rush, you can actually expedite this for a $50 fee. But for now, I'm just going to select this. Then it's going to ask you for your company information. So let's say I want to call it Charlie Chang Management, right? Then I'll select the designator. You guys can choose any of these. I'll just go with Inc. And this is what your official company name is going to display as. Any of these designators is okay, so you guys can choose whichever one you want. But I just chose this one. Next, you're going to select the number of directors or owners. So if it's just you, you're going to click 1. Then you're going to write your business purpose, and then you're going to say what industry your business is in. So you're going to, let's say management. Let's just say this one for now, but you guys can go ahead and find whichever one matches your business best. Then you're going to fill out the corporate stock information, and I just recommend you guys keep it as the default. So you'll have 1,500 shares at a share par value of 1 cent, and then you'll select number of shareholders, 1 being just you. And then it's going to ask you to enter in the company address information. So you guys can either use their service or you can use your own address. Let's say I want to use my own address. So I'll click this. and I'm just going to click the test address that I put in earlier, and I'm going to say yes for this. Depending on which package you select, it'll probably ask you one last time if you want to upgrade. I'm just going to say no thanks, I'll pass on this opportunity. Then it's going to have you enter in the director's information for your business. So director number 1, it'll be you. You'll enter in your address here, and if it's the same as this, you can just click that. Then you're going to enter in the officer information. So for most of you guys, if it's just one person, it's just going to be you for every single one. Vice president is optional, but I just put me as that. Then you're going to select your shareholders. And since I only have one, I'm just going to select myself. And the number of shares is going to be the total number of shares we had. So 1,500. I'll click save and I'll click next. Then it's going to ask you to provide the registered agent information. So Inkfile is super awesome. They actually have a registered agent service that they give you for free for 1 year. So I just recommend you guys do that. But if you want to act as your own registered agent, you guys can click that. But for me, I'm just going to use their service. Here it's going to ask you if you are a foreign individual. I am not, and I do have a social security number, so I'm going to click no. And then I'm going to click my name here, and I'm going to actually enter in my SSN. So then it's going to ask for my physical street address. I'm just going to use the address I put in before, and I'll click next. Here you can actually set up a small business banking account with Bank of America. I'm just going to select no at this time. If you want a free tax strategy consultation, you guys can do that here, but I'm just going to say I'm not interested at this time. Here you can actually select if you want them to help you with your business licenses and permits. I'm going to do that myself, so I'll click no thanks. I'll do the work myself. But if you want them to do it, you guys can click on this one. For now, I'm just going to go with this and click next. Now it's going to present all the information that you put for your order. So I'd scroll down here, check to make sure everything is correct. Click next. And finally, it's going to ask you to enter in your billing information. You can see that my total right now is $254, of which $105 is a mandatory state fee. And this will depend on whatever state you are filing in, as well as my $149 gold package. But like I showed you guys don't need to do the gold package. You guys can actually do the silver one, and this is going to be $0, and you'll literally just pay the state filing fee. So after I enter in all of this information with your credit card information, you're going to click I agree to this, and then you're going to click complete and pay. So hopefully that screen share was helpful, and it will show you exactly how you guys can go ahead and set up your C Corp today. But I also wanted to talk more about C Corps and compare them to other business entities. So one of the most common questions is, why would you get a C Corp instead of an S Corp? And while S Corps do have their advantages, they are not right for everyone. For example, if you're making a lot of money within your S Corp, all that money is going to actually pass through to your own personal tax return. And of course, ordinary income taxes can be extremely high. When you instead set up a C corporation, you can actually just keep the money within the business and not pay yourself out. So if you think you're going to be using that money for business purposes at some point, you might as well pay that lower corporate tax rate, keep the money within that business bank account, and in the long run, you should come out ahead. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so I definitely recommend talking to your accountant to make sure that this works for you. Besides that, C Corps also don't have any restrictions on ownership, which can result in much higher growth potential. So yeah, with S Corps, we are restricted to 100 shareholders, whereas for C Corps, you can have as many as you want. So now, when should you go for a C Corp? I'd say that if you have the intention of building a business with investors or potentially exiting in the future, then a C Corp might be the right business entity for you. Almost every big business that you guys have heard of is going to be a C Corp. For example, McDonald's, Walmart, Ford, GM, Apple, Starbucks, Microsoft, IBM, and a lot more. Now let's look at some of the cons of a C Corp. The first one being double taxation. No one wants to pay taxes twice, but for a lot of businesses, it actually makes sense to just keep the money within the business and not pay yourself out. And when you do that, you're actually avoiding that double tax. There's also more regulations and formalities with C Corps. And along with that comes more paperwork and red tape. We already went through some of the other pros of C Corps, but another added one is credibility. C Corps are way more enticing for investors than S Corps or LLCs, and just shows investors that you have the intention of growing this company. So along with unlimited shareholders, this means that you can potentially IPO in the future. And of course, there are some big tax advantages for C Corps. C Corps have a really good reputation. They actually allow you to minimize healthcare costs. And of course, it allows you to have unlimited growth potential. So overall, I'd say that C Corps have a lot more pros than cons. And even those cons of C Corps can be easily overcome. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I just want to make this guide to show you guys exactly how you can set up your own C Corp. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my whole goal is to, promote entrepreneurship, promote financial success. And yeah, I know that a lot of you guys watching this video are going to want to become business owners at some point. point. So whether it's an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corporation, I want to show you guys exactly how to set those up. If you don't think a C Corp makes sense, I'll drop links to my how to start an LLC and how to start an S Corp videos, and those will just take you exactly through how to set those entities up. Anyways, I hope you guys found the video helpful, and if you did, make sure to share with a friend and like and subscribe for more videos just like this. I'm making a ton of content about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.